Hello there. Awez. Alexei.
Hello, Mr. I'm all ears.
Okay, I don't know if it's your connection or my connection or the website, but I couldn't hear what you said.
Yeah, I also believe there is a fault on the internet, or maybe with that site. Oh,
Maybe.
so how's the thing going?
Fine so far. How about there?
It's still same.
The same. Okay.
Yep. So I'm like, what is going on here? I'm like, what kind of topic? It is,
You can read all the
agnostic.
topics, yeah.
Hmm.
They're readable. You can read them.
Yeah. Yeah. If it bothers you, please do not participate. Topics: God, atheism, agnosticism, moralities, afterlife, soul, existence of religions, and purpose of life. So these are the topics that we are gonna go through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
You can choose one of them if you want.
Yeah. Let's take agnosticism.
Agnosticism.
Yep.
Okay, what do you want to say about agnosticism?
I'm like, sir, define the agnosticism.
You just want to
Somebody
learn
wants
about
to say.
agnosticism?
Yeah, I'm like, I know, but I'm like, I don't know exactly how it works. I know it's a thin line between religious as I'm like as the sorry, atheist and the, what we say, atheist and,
Taste, maybe.
yeah, theist. Yeah, it's a thin line between them, nah?
No,
Is it so?
no,
No.
I don't think so.
Okay. Agnostic peoples are who want to believe if they get any proof of that thing,
It's
right?
not that they want. It's about, yeah, they can believe if there is
Mm-hmm.
evidence for them, but it's about not knowing the existence of God. It's not about belief. Sure, there's a part in agnosticism is about belief, and I can explain. Okay, so
Yeah,
agnosticism
yeah,
is about so agnostic person is a person who doesn't know whether God exists or not. It's
yeah.
about not knowing the existence of God. Simple.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't know whether God exists or not, so you are an agnostic.
Like, if I will get a chance, like if I will get enough proof that God exists, then I will be a theist. Yeah.
You can be. It's up to you. If you accept the evidence, if you want to believe, yes. So,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a part of agnosticism is a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Those kind of
Like.
agnostic people, they claim that if even if a God
Mm-hmm.
exists, we cannot know that. The existence of God cannot be known. That's what they believe.
Yeah.
That's what they claim.
Yep.
This is also agnosticism.
Mm-hmm.
I think
That's great.
those two are enough.
Yeah, yeah, I got you. So, do afterlife exist?
I don't know, but I don't believe that it
Hmm.
exists.
But most of the people get die because of the afterlife. No, they have. I'm like, they have some sort of things in their religion that if they will die for the god, then you will get a chance for the afterlife, to entering into afterlife, huh? Like like the hello.
Which religion that you're talking about?
I'm like there are several religions that say there is a afterlife after death. No,
Okay. But what you said
Mm.
was different. But anyway,
no.
yeah, it was different. But anyway, that's not important.
Yeah, most of the people like get die for to get afterlife.
Yeah,
No,
that was the part that I disagree. Like, which religion is that?
there is a religion.
Yeah, which religion?
Uh, if I will mention it, it might sound like I will be. I am targeting them. No, so I wouldn't like to mention though.
I got you, I got you. But here's the problem: like the way that you say is not correct. Okay, they don't do
Mhm,
something to get an afterlife. According to their belief, there is already
mhm.
afterlife. They will be there in both cases. Doesn't matter if they do something specific. When they die, there is an afterlife for all of them, for all people. Doesn't matter if you believe a God exists or not, if you're a Christian, if you're an atheist, doesn't matter. For those people, when you die, you go to the afterlife, so you don't have to do something specific.
Yeah, but I'm like there is a clearly mention in their religious book that if you will die for God, then you will get a afterlife. No, with like
My fucking God.
yeah,
Man,
it is
I'm just
full of
explaining you. I think you misrepresent. Like maybe you are, maybe you mean, and probably you mean that they will get a good afterlife if they do
yeah.
follow their
it-
script. So, as I said, doesn't matter what you do, even if you don't believe a God exists, you will be in the afterlife. But according to their belief, that afterlife can be, you know, really bad for those people who didn't follow the religion. That doesn't mean there's no afterlife for those people. Anyway, it's just a little bit
Yeah. I'm like I
misrepresentation.
heard. I'm like yeah, but I heard most of the people said that to me. So I'm like that was my theory that says that. Although I also read somewhere that it is written in their religious book. So that was the thing. Like
Yeah, but
I was talking about the like
you couldn't, you misrepresented. But anyway, this is the third time that I say anyway.
I'm like you getting me wrong. I don't feel that you got my
Uh,
like point.
I
The
got
point I was
I got you, and you were wrong about your claim. But anyway,
all right, maybe yet as far as I know. I'm like they have done something like that and I have seen the example of that. So that why I was saying that. Well, no matter
yeah,
though. Let's
yeah.
continue with further things.
Oh, great. That's good.
Okay, do you believe that the religious book of the religion is it written by the gods?
No, I don't believe.
You don't believe.
Yeah.
I'm like I'm like I'm like I'm like what do you consider yourself like? Are you consider yourself as a agnostic or as a religion person?
At my profile picture, man. Are you blind? If you're blind,
Yeah,
it's
I'm
okay.
really sorry. I'm like
If you're
agnostic
blind,
atheist.
that's
I'm
okay.
like agnostic atheist. How can an agnostic person be atheist?
Be an atheist.
Atheist.
That's simple.
Atheist. So how I'm like, how can a person define in two categories? Either you can be agnostic or you can be atheist.
No, that's false.
Yeah, how come?
How come? Because they're not contradictory. That's why you can be both.
I'm like, atheist are those people who deny the fact that God exists, and
Atheist
agnostic are those
people,
people.
atheist people are the people who doesn't believe a God exists.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they don't. But the agnostic people, they do not have the belief. They do not have the
that's false again.
unbelief.
You're false. You're
How come?
you're how come?
You
Because
just said. You just said
are you gonna
that
listen?
if
My
agnostic people.
explanation.
Yeah, yeah. Go. I'm sorry. Go on.
Okay, you should be patient, man. Okay, you should know that I am less patient than you are, probably.
Okay, please go on.
So agnostic is about, as I explained. And by the way, it was you, right? That you were listening my explanation.
Yep.
So you were ignorant about even agnosticism, and now you're claiming that they cannot go together. How
Yeah,
dare you?
you did mention that agnostic people are those who are between the thin line of the
No, that's what you
atheist
said.
and the theist.
That's what you said, and I said no. Why are you putting your
Hmm.
words into my mouth? I don't need your
No,
words,
it was
okay?
similar. It was similar.
It's not
Similar
similar.
that the
That's what you
example you
said.
given.
I said no, okay? I didn't accept
Mm-hmm.
that. I said even no, okay? So, agnostic person is a person who doesn't know whether God exists or not. Just because you don't know something, that doesn't mean you cannot believe. You can believe, or you may not believe. Either you believe or you don't
Yeah.
believe, okay? So, God's existence
Yeah.
doesn't matter. To choose any person on this planet, any person. That person either believes a God exists or he doesn't believe a God exists. No third option here, okay? But when it comes to the question of knowledge, agnosticism is about knowledge, okay? When we ask the question, hey, do you know a God exists or not? The answer again will be
I don't know.
either know or not know, okay?
Yep.
And belief and not know can coexist, or not believe and not know can coexist, okay? I don't know, but I want to believe, man. I don't know, but I believe. I believe for some other reasons. Or you can say, I don't know, but I don't have any good evidence to believe also. I don't believe.
Mhm.
Is it okay now?
He would say, I don't know. He would probably say, I don't know. That's simple
Yeah, very
as
simple.
it sounds.
Yeah,
But
but
he wouldn't say that there is a no proof of that. I wouldn't believe it. So he would probably go with the I don't know, as for my concern.
yeah, you can go with I
So,
don't know, and at the same time you can go wait. I don't
but,
know, and at the same
but,
time I don't believe. Or I don't
yeah,
know, but at the same time I believe.
but atheists are people who vehemently deny the fact of God existence.
I got really bored.
Oh,
Atheist,
you muted.
yeah, is a person who doesn't believe a God exists. And yes, there's type of atheism which is called hard atheism. They fall into category that you mentioned, but you don't know that there are two types of atheists. The second type of atheists, they lack belief in God. They don't believe a God exists, but that doesn't mean they're sure or they believe that there's no any God. They just don't have the belief that a God exists. They lack the belief. That's also simple, but for some people hard to understand. What do you think, Alexei?
I'm trying to think because also when you mention the that you believe or you don't believe, I don't think that could be called like agnostic person. And in the case of the insecure atheist that believes but Sorry,
Believes?
that doesn't believe, but it's like open to evidence.
That's
I
called
don't think,
agnostic atheist.
yeah, yeah, but I could call it like weak believer or
Weak
insecure believer
believer?
because
Atheists,
insecure.
atheists are not believers, especially agnostic atheists. They're not believers, okay?
Oh, okay. It's just in my mind they believe in something as well.
No, 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 no. It's only about God. And as I said, and I
Yes.
repeated a lot of times, either you believe or you don't believe, okay? Atheist
Okay.
people can be kind of believer, but when they say, you know what, I believe there is no God, this is also a belief, okay? So in
Yes.
that sense, they are also believers, but those are hard atheists. But when it comes to agnostic atheists, they are non-believers. They don't believe, okay?
Okay. They don't believe at all.
Yeah, they don't believe.
And what's the part of agnostic there?
Uh, the part is they don't say that, oh, you know what, I know that there is no God. They say, I don't know, maybe there's a God, maybe there's no God, I don't know the answer, but I don't have any good reason to believe that a God exists. So that means they don't believe a God exists.
So they don't have evidence that a God exists, but they choose to believe
No, they
that
don't
a God.
believe. As they
Okay,
explain
I
it, they
just don't
don't
see.
believe.
Okay, and what about the like weak theist, the one that
Weak
thinks that a
theists.
God exists?
Oh, weak theists are also called agnostic theists,
Oh,
like an
I see.
agnostic atheist. So that they are like, no, not opposite, but it's very similar. That they don't know whether God exists or not. That they're suspicious, and
Yeah.
but they believe that they say, oh, these reasons are enough for me to believe a God exists, or I choose to believe a God exists, or they say I feel better when I believe a God exists, so they believe a God exists. But when you
Okay.
say, do
Yeah.
you know God exists or not, they will say, no, I don't know.
Yeah, that's my conflict because I think that once you mention belief or not belief, you can't put in the word agnostic. Like
No,
those to me,
the word agnostic is about knowledge, not belief.
yeah, exactly. So when you say, sorry, the agnostic atheist or theist is like not making sense in my mind because you have to use the word believe, and agnostic is not believing, even if it's weak or no. I mean, you
We use
can't
the
have
word
like,
belief, as I said,
yeah,
an agnostic atheist doesn't believe a God exists. If you want to hear the word belief,
okay,
yeah, now this is the time you hear it. An agnostic
yeah,
atheist doesn't believe a God exists. An agnostic
yeah,
theist is a person who believes a God exists.
yeah. But how can you use like agnostic and
I
believe at the
just
same time?
explained like you don't know something and you
Yes,
can believe in it or you can choose to not believe in it. Either you believe in it or you don't believe in it. Doesn't matter if you know it or not. So you think that all people who believe in something they know it? No, they don't know
no,
it,
but
right?
they are, yeah, yeah.
So you see,
So
they
they
don't know,
believe.
but they believe.
I see.
So do you
Like
think that
insecure person.
the believers who believe a God exists, do you think that they really know that a God exists?
I think they are convinced that God exists.
But okay, being convinced is something else. But do you think they really know that a God exists?
Mm, I'd say that yes. Yeah,
Yes.
because it's about, yeah, it's in their minds.
It's in their minds. Like, just because something's in my mind, that doesn't mean I know something exists, right? You can imagine something exists.
Yeah,
It's also in your mind.
yeah, yeah. It's the thing that maybe they have evidence in their minds. I
They
don't know,
can
like a miracle,
have.
for example.
Sure, they can
So they could
have.
say God exists, and they would use that miracle as a proof of it.
That's how people believe a God exists. Many people, yeah, they think about those evidence, miracle, many things. They use those things. Yes, that's how
Yeah,
they believe a God exists. But that doesn't mean they
yeah,
know a God exists. And yes, there are many people who claim to know a God exists, and that's okay. But you should think about the people who are not sure but still they choose to believe a God exists.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like strange to me to say that I choose to believe a God exists, but I'm not sure. I don't have evidence.
Yeah, someone can say that easily.
Okay. And my question before was if being agnostic, you can imagine like a scenario in which God could exist. A God, any type of God.
If you're an agnostic, yes, you can believe a God exists.
I mean, you can imagine a possibility of God existing.
Yeah, because you don't know. That means either God exists or doesn't.
All right.
I'm leaving. Feel free. So,
Yeah, sometimes I think it's all like matter of definition, like how you define things.
yeah, and I explained like the all definitions of those terms. So
Yeah,
atheism have two types, agnosticism have three types. And one of them related to agnosticism is not about belief. It's about just, you know, not knowing God exists or not.
sure.
Yeah, there are people who claim that if God exists, we cannot know. That's their claim. But even they can believe a God exists. Like they can say we cannot know, but still they can say that, oh, I believe a God exists. Or they may
Yeah.
say I don't believe a God exists. They can say that also. You're just misleading us. What would you say? Misleading about
Um,
what? Like show me one definition that I made and prove me that it was wrong. Just type here the AI, ask how many
No,
parts of atheism.
the way you said that agnostic is equal to atheist. It's a
I
wrong
never said
phrase.
that. I have never said that. I will fucking mute you and I will kick you even for lying 2 times so far. You're a liar.
and I have another question. You think that for something to be true or known, it has to be mm, agreed upon for the majority or for everyone, for every person?
I don't think we require.
Just one person can have the truth
Why not?
without. Sorry.
Why not?
Okay. So
Imagine,
yeah,
imagine, imagine a God exists, but this God is not sharing any information with humanity, okay? But
yeah,
somehow he wanted to talk to you and he explained everything.
yeah,
Okay. There are many people who doesn't know, right? God exists or not.
yeah. It's almost like in that possibility we couldn't know. Yeah, we'd never know
Yeah,
because we will have like one prophet.
and there might be only one person who knows the answers of those kind of questions. Maybe there are such people, or maybe there's only one person like that. So I don't think the truth depends on the majority of the people.
So,
If
and
something is true, it means it's true.
you think that a debate between agnostics could lead to somewhere?
It depends. It
I see,
depends.
because I think that you need like believer or not believer. Otherwise, there is like no arguments.
Maybe.
So I will mute my, my microphone.
Okay, it's up to you. You're free. When it comes to unmuting, I will not promise to all. Akash, it's the same Akash. You change your profile picture. gosh.
Yeah, you know.
You said yes?
So yeah, currently I am having some internet problem.
Okay, okay. I was just asking, is it the same Akash or not? And I realized that I don't remember his voice. Even if it was you, it wouldn't be clear to me whether it was you or not. But anyway, I was talking about someone who is joining here regularly. Okay, Alexei. I have lost them.
There is like nobody left.
When it happens, I tend to recreate the room, and that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
If you want to listen, you can join.
All right. Yeah, I do it.
Okay. Take care. See you.
See you.
Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Abdullah Khan. Hey, Abdullah.
Hey, good evening. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm okay. How about you?
Yeah, I'm very well. How are you doing? Yeah, so by the way, you are discussing kind of, I'm not sure what you are discussing. Is there any topic, by the way?
You can read and you can see the topics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you reading? Okay. I don't know. Maybe you're not reading.
So if it bothers you, please not participate. Topic board, atheism, agnostic, modernity, life, soul, existence, religious, purpose of life, and agnostic atheist. So Mr. Agnostic Atheist.
Yeah.
Okay, so uh, would you please tell me about your beliefs, like what your beliefs are?
About what?
Would you please share your beliefs, your thoughts? Like, do you believe in any religion? No.
You don't know what does it mean atheism, right?
Atheist means the person who doesn't believe in any god, as far as I understand.
Okay. And you see
What
my
about
profile
agnostic?
picture. Agnostic means doesn't know whether God exists or not.
So basically, you are confused.
I don't like that word, but you can say that I'm confused.
Yeah, obviously, because if you are not sure whether the god exists or that god doesn't exist, it means you are confused. You are just looking. Maybe you might be having the possibility. There might be, there might not be, isn't it?
Sure, maybe there's a God, maybe there's no God. And to me, it's not a
Okay.
confusion. But anyway, you can see that in that way. I don't think I'm
Okay.
confused. Like not knowing
Anyways, actually,
something.
by the way,
Not no.
Mr. Agnostic,
By the way,
I'm not a
Mister.
scholar.
By the way, Mister AK. Not
Yeah.
knowing something is not confusion. Okay.
But if you ask someone if they have, like, they are certain with something, obviously they will be saying they are believing in something. But if they are not
Okay.
believing, it means they might be atheists. If
I am
agnostic
an
means
atheist.
confused, obviously.
I'm an atheist also, as you see in my profile picture. I repeated 2 times. And you have seen it by
Okay.
yourself when you joined. And now I remind you 2 times what it says. It says the agnostic atheist. So I don't know whether any God exists or not. At the same time, I don't believe a God exists. I don't have any good reason, good evidence to believe a God exists.
Okay.
And I don't see any
Well,
confusion in
yeah,
that.
it's your choice actually, obviously. But one thing I would like to know from you, because what do you think? What is the purpose of life? Like, why do people come in life and they die after? What happens? What do you think about this?
I don't believe in the purpose of life.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
people
basically,
come
you
and
don't
go.
believe in any just and unjust thing, right? Afterlives.
I don't believe in afterlife also.
Okay.
Member, member. Abibur. We have dynamite here. Ooh. I hope you don't explode here, man.
Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm okay about you.
I'm also fine. Where are you from?
We're not chit-chatting here, man.
What?
We are not chit-chatting here.
Hey guys, the people who are learning English, so I would like to tell them because this is specifically for this person. He is doing the stream. I'm not sure whether he is airing it on. So basically, he has selected some topics. If you want to speak on that, you can go forward. Otherwise, it's not for learning English. Like maybe some guys they have come to learn English actually, so it's only for them.
He was an asshole. Thanks for the clarification, Abdul. Okay, it will be hard today to find people. Very hard to find people.
So,
People.
Mr. Atheist, tell us something about yourself. Like, why don't you believe in God
I already
even
answered that
after?
question. I don't see good evidence. That's why I don't believe.
No, obviously there might be some evidences, which you have denied, or maybe you don't want to see. Like, what were those evidences? I would like to know. On which basis, like, you have declared that there is no God.
I didn't declare that there's no God. You should first understand that part.
Yeah, because you have just said you are atheist. Atheist means the person who
Abdullah,
doesn't believe in God.
Abdullah, Abdullah, I will mute you like the other guy if you keep saying false things about me, okay? It's not cool to lie
Okay.
about someone else. You should know that, okay?
No, I'm not lying, brother.
You're
I'm just
lying about
speaking in
me.
front
So
of you.
you
If
think
you have some
you
other
know
position, you should go forward and tell,
you
obviously.
think you know
No,
myself
no, this
better
is how not a
than me?
conversation goes,
This
brother.
is not cool if you start lying about other people. It's not cool, okay?
Okay, no problem. I would like to understand your position from
Yes,
yourself. No
you
issue, you can
see,
go
it's
forward.
better to understand first rather than assuming things about other people, okay? I do not declare that there's no God. I clearly said many times, and you were here, either you were not listening or you are careless about that, or you're intentionally just misrepresenting my position. I don't know what is the case right now. But I said clearly, I don't know whether God exists or not. This is about agnosticism. I'm an agnostic. But at the same time, I don't hold the belief that a God exists. And I explained why many times. And you were here. I said, I don't believe a God exists because I don't find good evidence for it. I have never said there's no evidence, also. You also misrepresented that part. There are evidence. There is a lot of evidence about gods, many gods, okay? For me, they're just poor evidence. That's why I don't want to believe a God exists. That doesn't mean there's no God. That doesn't mean I
Hello,
declare
clear
that
server.
gods don't exist. Just
Okay,
don't
okay,
believe. And
okay,
just I don't. Oh,
okay,
there is
okay,
no
okay.
okay. Okay, why the hell you're interrupting me, man?
Because
Why? No, no.
you
There's no fucking
audio
because here.
you
No, you will not interrupt me. Okay.
okay, I know. Sorry, but my say you talk. Okay, your viewpoint also. I agree, but you know about how to you'll be the eat fruit.
I said you're not interrupting me, okay? You're not even apologizing. Then I am rude. Did I mute people or did I kick people? But people are so good. When they interrupt other people. Yes, Abdullah. Those are the problems that you created.
Okay, what is that problem, please? Would you please share with us?
I just shared you were not listening again.
Yeah, I was listening to you with full ears, but
Okay.
seems to be you might have mistaken. I think you should come again because whatever you have just said, you need to elaborate that one.
Which part you didn't understand?
All the part.
All the part you didn't understand?
Yeah, yeah, obviously, not me. If
Not
the
you.
people who are in the panels, you can ask them. Maybe if they understand, they can clarify to me.
They just joined and they don't know what we were talking about even, so why should I ask them?
Because you have just said there is no purpose of life. How is that possible? Like even in
Uh,
this life, whenever something created, everything has a purpose. I don't see it.
okay, Abdullah. Either you are a liar or you're so
Bro, that's
stupid that you
rude.
don't understand
That's
what you're
rude.
talking about, okay? That's
That's
rude.
rude.
Yeah, that's very rude if you keep lying about other people, okay?
No, he didn't lie.
He
He
lied
didn't
many
lie.
times and he keep lying about me, okay?
So
Like,
he
let
said
me give
like
you, I didn't
ask
say
the
that there's no
panel.
purpose of life. I just don't know whether there's purpose
He
of
said
life or not.
he said ask the panel.
Yeah, and then I don't want to ask the panel. I will not unblock you. I will even kick you if you keep disturbing and lying, okay?
He didn't lie.
He lied many times. Maybe you were not here, but he
He
lied
said,
many times.
tell me what did he lie?
The last thing that he said that I claim that there is no purpose of it. I never claimed that. I just say I
Yeah,
don't
you did.
believe. I just said that I don't
I
believe
did.
that there is. It's even fallacious to ask the question, what is the purpose of life? Because you're assuming that there is
No,
a purpose of life. I don't know. Maybe there is a purpose of
let
life.
me
Maybe there's no purpose of life. And if you guys don't understand what I'm saying, it's your problem, okay?
let me quote what you answer when he asked, "Is there purpose of life?" And then you said, "No, there is no
I
purpose
said I don't
for life
believe.
for me."
I don't believe it's the same. Like I don't believe that a God exists. And I was explaining half an hour how I don't believe a God exists. And
You know, you know.
I literally said many times that doesn't mean I claim there's no God. The same goes for the purpose of life. I don't claim that there's no purpose of life. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Okay. That was clear for him, or it has to be clear for him. Maybe not for you. But I'm just trying to explain
Bro,
agnostic atheism to
clearly,
him half an hour, okay?
clearly, your wording is contradicting to yourself.
Nope.
Previously, you said uh, God doesn't exist. Then you said
Yeah, Aziz,
it doesn't mean that.
you will join his wagon if you keep lying also. So now you are another
Yeah,
liar
go ahead,
here.
go ahead,
I have
go
never
ahead.
said God doesn't
You are
exist. I even
you.
clearly started explaining to you in case you didn't hear our previous conversation. I started explaining to you clearly that I never claimed God doesn't exist, and I had never said God doesn't exist. I just said it. Before you started lying, I just said it clearly. Seconds ago, I have no such a claim. And I said my opinions about the purpose of life is similar to my opinions about God. And I just said, I just clearly explained you that I don't have such a claim. And you just come, you're a fucking liar. You can think that I'm weak, but you're a fucking liar. And what I do to liars, that's what I do. Yeah, go back and watch my video, idiot. Why we should go watch the video if you cannot even remember what I said seconds ago? I just literally started explaining, hey, this is not my claim about God. I didn't claim that God doesn't exist. I don't claim that. And seconds after, you're saying, oh, you said God doesn't exist. Welcome, Lee. I hope you're doing good. And Muhammad, you were not here probably. As I explained many times to other guys, which they didn't want to understand, or maybe just they wanted to lie. I don't know, man. I don't know whether life has a purpose or not. Maybe there's no, maybe there is. And I don't believe that life has a purpose because to be able to believe in something for me, when it comes to those big claims, I require evidence. I require good evidence. Then I can say, oh, I believe this is the purpose of life. Oh, I believe there's a God. But since I don't see good evidence for those claims, that's why I don't believe. You have a challenge? First of all, before challenging to the world, you should use your mic, okay? Yeah, now why should I engage with someone who doesn't even reply to me or reply to my request?
Hello.
Hello,
How are you?
I am okay. How about you? But I don't hear you properly. Your voice is too low.
Okay, now you can
It's
hear me
better.
properly.
It's better, thanks.
Okay. Okay, if you don't believe life after, so I have a simple challenge for whole world.
If I don't
But
believe in what?
any
Sorry, what did you say?
life after,
Oh, you mean afterlife?
afterlife, life after afterlife. You know.
Okay, we call it
So what?
afterlife.
And okay, so what any single ayat similar to Quran? Just simple, only
Lord,
simple ayat like Yasin. This is the ayat of Quran. So what any single, and you can help any scientist, anyone.
I don't understand what you're saying, man.
I am saying you just bought a single ayat. You
I think you
you
should
know
use
about
translation, Muhammad. Muhammad, you should use translation. You want to say something else, probably.
okay, I
Use
tell you
translator,
that
okay?
there is a translator.
Because that English doesn't make any sense. Maybe you want to say bring
Bring
or
yeah.
write.
Oh, yeah. Bring any single ayat.
Bring
Single
a
word.
single ayah similar to Quran. Why should I do that? I'm not a writer. Why should I do that?
No, this is a challenge from. Wait,
Yeah, this is a challenge
how
from the
to
Quran. And who will decide? Who will decide if it's similar or not? Who will say that? Oh wait. Oh wow, this is similar. Or oh wait, this is not so. Who's gonna say that?
we will
You will.
we will not
Wait,
like
who are you?
first you bought a single ayat.
Well, let's assume I brought. Let's assume. Okay.
Like
Now there is an ayah
wait
here. I
wait
brought. Okay.
wait. When a scientist, two scientists.
I brought.
Hmm,
This is the ayah. Okay. Who will decide?
okay. What is meaning?
Like,
First, me explain what
its
is this
meaning
meaning.
is
What is the
mutashabih.
logic behind?
Forget about the logic. Like,
What is mutashabih?
answer my
What
question.
is logic?
Answer my question,
No.
Muhammad. Don't be annoying, okay? Who will decide
Okay, okay.
whether this ayah is similar or not. Who will judge this?
Okay, I have a question.
Bye bye, take care. I'm not gonna waste my time with you. I just say, hey, I have question for you. Answer my question. And the first thing you say is, I have a question. Why should I care about what you're saying if you're not listening me? Or if you don't want to answer? It's not okay. Before you, all people were lying about many things here. That was not okay. And I'm asking, hey, who will decide it? And I repeated the question maybe 5 times. And you're not giving me any answer. You're not even listening. You don't care. Why should I talk to someone who doesn't care? Useless. Luster. Soulflex. Do you ever speak? Soulflex.
Hi, philosopher.
Hey, man.
I've just come to challenge.
Yeah, the challenge that it comes from the Quran. You know that.
Yeah,
But, the logic behind it is so terrible.
yeah.
Who will decide? Like,
Mm,
which ayah is better? Scholars? Muslims? Who?
mm,
And is there any chance that any scholar will say, "Oh, wait a second, this looks better than Quran"? Like, is there any
mm,
scholar like that? Who can dare to say that?
mm. It's a
Which
man-made
Muslim?
story. It's a
Yeah,
man-made story after all.
if non-Muslims will decide that, Muslims will say, "No, come on, why non-Muslims are deciding that? They're not
Mm,
expert." But if
mm,
Muslims are deciding that, how can they say that, "Oh, this one is better than Quran"? How can they say it? They will never say it.
mm. Yeah. You know what? These people, when there are facts in science and which resembles in Quran, and they actually appreciate science only to those circumstances. But when science are against them, they shut their mouth. Have you ever
Mm.
seen that? For example, they say that Quran uh, has facts which was written way ahead, and they'll be like very happy about science. But when the same science is disagreeing with the beliefs
Oh, you're
of
talking about
uh,
evolution.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, yeah, what can I say about that? The same
no,
science
uh,
becomes evil, right?
yeah, the same science becomes evil to them.
Yeah, that's the double standard of believers, many believers. But yeah, there are honest
Yeah,
believers also. They don't want to challenge to science. They accept whatever science says, for example. That's why I see Muslims who believe in evolution even.
yeah. All I want them to confess is that they just believe because they have faith, and I don't want them to tell that it is based on facts. That is all I expect from them. I want them to confess that they have faith, not, what could I say,
Mm. Yeah, but
a
uh,
factual answer.
there are also many Muslims, they say that this is all about faith. Sometimes we even do not argue here. They
Mhm.
start with, "Hey, this is all about my fate. I just believe in that, and I'm okay."
Yeah,
Then there's nothing to discuss about that because people are
yeah,
free to have the fate also,
yeah, yeah.
and it doesn't have to be always logic, logic, logic. There's no such a rule, right? People can do things based on some other things, based on their feelings, right?
I like this gray area. Like, how would I say? Like being agnostic, because that's a safe place to
Hmm.
be looking at.
But I don't like when people see that in that way. I mean, yeah, like it may seem like a safe area, but like for agnostic people, they don't become an agnostic because they want to be in a safer place or area.
It's because it's a factual answer. For my case, I was a believer, and I, just transformed into a non-believer, almost atheist, and then I was like, no, I don't have facts either for both of them. The evidence for both are equally poor. So what could I say then? Oh yeah, being agnostic could be a good standpoint. Like if you come and ask me, do you believe in presence of God? I would say not yet because I didn't have any evidence
But when you say
for
not yet,
both.
that means you don't believe.
Not yet, yeah. Like I didn't say that no, but not yet
But when you say not
because
yet, like I think it's a like, political answer, not a logical answer. So, like, here's the
yeah,
thing. Here's the fact. Okay, either you believe, and there's no third option, or you don't believe. Okay, so if you're not able to say I believe a God exists, that means you don't believe a God exists. Even if you're not able to say that, that's the fact. So imagine that you're not yet. Like imagine that like a destination. Okay, if you're saying yet, that means you're not on that location. You're not. Maybe you're on the way, but that's definitely you're not on that location, which is, let's say, belief in God is called theism. If not yet means if not, that means atheism. So you're technically an atheist. And many people don't see that. They think that atheism is always about believing that there's no God, which is the you know the edge of atheism. Like, but this is hard atheism, and there are many people like that also. They believe that there's no God, but there are atheist people. They do not say I believe there's no God. They say I don't believe a God exists. I'm not convinced that a God exists. Or, as you said, not yet. They don't believe a God exists yet, but still they don't believe a God exists. So, and they are
no,
agnostic also.
I'm going to tell you my way of seeing my philosophy. I didn't read this, but it's an observation from my side. It's this, like, of course, the very first time when we hear the word called infinity, I don't know, I believe people become more conscious because our question would be like this, like, who created God and who created the creator of the God? So the question goes on, right? So if you make an observation uh, on those questions, then you'll be realizing that the God we are talking about is also suffering with the same questions like us. Because I believe in the word called infinity because it's very easy to understand, right? It's very easy to understand. Like it keeps going. Like there must be a creator for a creator.
Mhm.
So being agnostic atheist could also be a good standpoint.
Okay. Again, it's not about good or bad. Like, it's about the thinking process of, for example, for me, it's the thinking process. I
Hmm.
don't claim to know that God exists or not. I don't know it, and that's agnosticism. And I don't have a belief that a God exists. That's atheism. So it's not like I choose this position specifically. You know, it's not like you go to a market and you cherry pick the things that you like. No, it's not like that.
Hmm.
I was just on the way, and when you stopped me and you just check where am I exactly, yeah, this is the place that I am. But that doesn't mean
Hmm.
I am here, you know, by choosing intentionally or hey, wait, that this looks logical. I should choose. No, it's not like that. At least for me, it's not like that.
Hmm. I found this way that like I didn't say that it's a pride that we carry ourselves when we say agnostic, atheist, but it's a mere fact, right? Like we have reasons why we have what could I say, a contrarian view against religion. Like we have this, what we say, it's a word for it, like heterodox belief, not believing in like traditional doctrines.
I
It's a good
couldn't
standpoint
catch.
to me. Like, yeah,
Mm. The decision lies with those comparable of relation creation through deep knowledge and structure understands good thinkers inside. Sincerity because each play a role, but truth ultimately belongs to Allah. Muhammad, this doesn't mean anything, okay? This is just a verse from the
yeah.
Quran, and it doesn't mean it's true. It doesn't mean it's from God. It doesn't mean God exists, okay? That doesn't prove anything.
Oh my goodness, these
And
emotional
that
parts.
question is really, you know, fair question that came from Soulflix. You are a Muslim most likely because you were born in a Muslim family. And the majority of the Hindu people are Hindu because they're born in India. Majority of the Christians are Christians because they're born in Christian families. That's a fact. And that's a
Yeah.
really good fact to think about it. Okay? So your beliefs are just designed and defined by your birthplace. Okay? And no one can say that I must be so lucky that I was born in the right religion. You don't have the right to say that. Because other
Yeah.
religions can claim the same thing. Hey, you know what? I was so lucky that I was born in the right religion. Look at those false religions, Islam, Hinduism, Judaism. I'm so happy that I'm Christian because it's the right religion. Oh, really? Really? Just because you were born in a Christian family, you think that Christianity is the true religion and the others are false? That doesn't make sense. And it doesn't make sense for you, or it shouldn't make sense for you also, Muhammad, okay? Yeah, you're born as a Muslim. That doesn't mean Islam is the true religion. And by the way,
The
Soulflix,
question. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I want to just say something that you said. I was repeating the same thing. I even have a video about an agnostic God. And you mentioned about that. So I was saying, if there's a God, God must be an agnostic.
Oh yeah. Because he might be also suffering with the same question. Like
Hmm?
it's a very simple question, but it's
Exactly.
still very hard to answer. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. We will end up with set of axioms, the stopping points, and beyond that, it's not. Uh, you can't comprehend what was before. So you know they are
Hard.
axioms.
Yeah, very hard.
Yeah. When we talk about God, it's an unattainable question. Like you can't come up with an answer. I believe that the better question would be this: like, does time exist when a creator was, come to existence?
Sorry, come again.
Does time existed before the creator was created?
The time existed before the creator?
Yeah,
Is it a statement or a question?
it's a question. Like, does time existed before the arrival of the creator?
Okay, if you're talking about our space time, and if you define God as the creator of this universe,
Hmm.
so definitely that God is out of this time, but that doesn't mean there's no, like, we call it meta time. So just because time
We-
exists in the universe, that doesn't mean there's no timeline outside of this universe.
Hmm. Oh my goodness.
Maybe the creator of this universe also bound to some other space-time, different, maybe similar, or maybe it's so different.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry.
I'm very happy that, sometimes I like my life is very much limited. Like, the limitation is freedom for me, in my opinion.
Okay.
And you don't actually need to figure it out because there's no point of God's existence for us, right?
It,
People.
it depends, I think. If God really exists, then it matters.
How come? Because I believe in determinism, not free will.
You believe in determinism,
Yeah.
hard determinism.
You say what?
You mean hard determinism?
Are you asking the
Yeah.
definition?
No, not like. So you're a hard determinist.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, so you think that you're just like a machine, you don't have choices,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes.
so you cannot plan your future, you cannot make decisions thinking about your future, like planning your
No,
future.
no. I still believe I'm some of my influences.
Okay, so
I
then
be
then then
yeah.
we don't have to think about determinism then, if you think that, you can choose, you can make choices. Uh, so if there's a God, let's say the
Mm,
creator of this universe, okay?
mm,
And let's suppose these guys are right. God somehow wants us to behave in a way. And
mm,
let's suppose they're right again, that there's a judgment day and there will be an afterlife.
mm.
So if they're right again, if there's hell, heaven, hell is a place that no one wants to be there, right?
My question is this: that I don't worry about what's after life. I'm worried about what's before life.
Worried about Uh, okay, I don't know the reasons why you're afraid of before life, and maybe you have good reasons for it. But if you care about your well-being, well, let's learn this. Do you care about your well-being?
Mm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. If you care about your well-being, maybe you should also care about afterlife too. If those are right,
Mm,
then your well-being can be in, great danger, because the hell, the place
mm.
that they speak about, is a terrible place to be. Terrible.
Now think about this, philosopher. Like, my question is this: like, why, in the first place, God created me? For example, uh, if I have to quench my thirst, I have to drink water. So I'm dependent on water. So when I feel hunger, I have to kill some animal and eat it. And because God created me in such a way that I should feel that hunger. So why in the first place He created me being a dependent species? So what am I supposed to do instead of killing an animal? Because I feel hungry and I need to somehow survive. So I have to be selfish, jealous, and do whatever to win in a situation. So it is him who gave me such a trait, or I don't know, such a body.
Yeah, but when we look at the major religions, they do not prohibit meat, right?
No, they don't. But I'm telling you, like, if you're talking about good and bad, for whom?
What do you mean good and bad? I didn't talk about good
Li-
and bad.
Like, because you told me like heaven and hell. So
Okay, but I was asking you, do you care about your well-being? You said yes, right?
oh yeah, like
Okay, for
for me,
example, like, are you okay if I force you to be in boiling water, or is it okay if I throw boiling water on your face? You don't want such a thing, right? I'm not even saying good and bad here.
oh, okay.
And I don't think you like such a thing, right? That it would be so bad for you. No, I'm sorry I said bad, but
Hmm.
let's say it's something that you wouldn't want. Or I say, hey man, it's okay, but now I will put you into fire.
Okay, no problem.
No problem to be in fire.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh yes.
Are you crazy or what?
Oh yeah. Like my understanding is beyond comprehension. Like I'm thinking in such a way that why I need to be worried about which I can't feel, like about death or punishment. Like
Man, don't take it there. I didn't say that you have to be worried. No, you don't have to be. I'm not worried also because I don't have good evidence for it. But if I had evidence, good evidence, I would start to be worried about that. But right
oh
now,
yeah.
no, I don't have such kind of concern because I don't see good evidence that there is such a God. Even if I reach the conclusion or the belief that a God exists, I need to do a lot of job to understand what kind of a God exists. Is there any afterlife? Maybe there's no afterlife. Even if God exists, that doesn't mean there's afterlife. That doesn't mean there's hell, heaven, or all those concepts. We don't know that. And it depends on which God exists, what God did.
And I believe for some reason that it's a man-made story. If you
Maybe,
bury,
yeah.
if you bury Quran, Bible, Bhagavad Gita, whatever religious scriptures
Don't do that, man.
at the moment, and at the same time, if you bury these scientific uh, theories and laws, after 1,000 years, you'll be seeing different scriptures coming out from Muslim, not the same one like the older Quran, and not the same one like old Bible, not the same one like old Bhagavad Gita, because it's a man-made story, but science somehow come up with the same, theories because it's science. I believe that reasons are immortal, rest are mortal.
What kind of question we're like? We are not like on a specific topic right now. I mean, we're just talking about religions, about God. And what he said, Soulflix, is really important. So science will come back the way that it is right now.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we will discover something different in the future if we do the same process. And but again, for when it comes to basic things, we will discover the same things. So it will be similar, very similar. Now, when it comes to religions, people might create really different kind of religions, very different
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of religions. Sure, if there's no God.
My problem is this: like, if you go talk to somebody and ask a question, he gives an honest answer saying that, well, I don't have an answers for it. It'll be like, I have the same question, then I still like to question the same question. I like these people because they're very honest and they don't have an answer for everything. But my problem is this: religious people, that whatever question you pose to them, like they will always have an answer. That's a big problem for me. And you can't even argue or have a free discussion with them.
Sometimes it's hard, yeah.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
You don't believe me, the very first atheist I encountered was a Muslim. He was a Muslim, and he's a good friend of mine. And during my school, he just came to me and confessed, saying that in mosque, the preachers discourage the other religious scriptures. And this guy, he used to read the other religious scripts as well. So he was like, I'm not going to follow my religion from now on. I'm going to be an atheist because my religion is not respecting the other. And I was like, I'm from a different religion, but I still told him that, come on, buddy, like you have to still believe in God because he's a God. Like the preachers base things because they read so many things, but eventually that guy made so much sense to me.
I don't know. Like there are many atheists that they are so reactional. They react the problems in their religions, and they declare that they're atheists. And I think that that's a big leap, and it's not healthy for me because they're really upset by their religion or some people in those religions. They do something wrong, and then they think that the religion is false. There's no God. That's a very big leap. I don't appreciate such kind of atheism. You should know that.
Oh yeah.
Because yeah, just because those imams did something wrong, that didn't mean Islam is false. Maybe what they were saying is even against the religion. So um yeah, and then it should have at least some more reasonable answers for being an atheist.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
Oh,
Hi.
hi.
I think I have a few minutes only, and then I have to go. But I'd like to hear your thoughts, and maybe we can talk about it later, because I'm really interested in philosophy and also religions. So you picked my two favorite topics in life. So yeah, I'd like to hear from you. I don't know, what are your objections or about anything like God or afterlife, morality, religions, anything. You could just pick one.
I can pick three of them, and I can answer three of them at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
God,
I'm all ears.
religions, and afterlife.
Okay, yeah, they're all related, yeah.
And I don't believe in all of them for one reason.
Okay.
Because there's no convincing evidence for those claims. That's why I don't believe.
Okay. I think this is not gonna be the full answer, but I could just start by saying there's a lot of things in life that has some mysterious in it. Like you can't know everything about everything in life. Like how, for example, how the mother give birth to the child, how the baby or the when the baby is in the womb of the mother, how does it form? A lot of process that happens in this life and in this nature that we don't know everything about it, but it still happens and it still exists. So like you can't know everything about something in life, also about God. But having enough information doesn't mean that this God doesn't
No
exist.
one said that this God doesn't exist. No one said that. No one said that there's no afterlife. No one said that all religions are false. No one said that. At least I didn't say. I never said it. So
All right,
my
said that.
my reason is not believing. Okay, I don't have good evidence. That's why I don't believe. But that doesn't mean I have good evidence to claim that those are false.
Okay,
I never
I
claim
see.
that God doesn't exist. Maybe there's a God.
But I
Maybe there are
think,
many gods.
Yeah. So you think there could be many gods?
Yeah, there could be. Why not? It depends on how you
And
define God. But
every one of them has maybe a different things they do. Like this God, he created the universe maybe, and this God, he provides people with food, and this God is for healing.
exactly.
I'm just trying to imagine what you think of.
Yeah, it
the
might be in that way.
possibilities.
Or maybe they created everything together. Maybe not like one. I mean, so maybe they're not operating each things. Maybe they created and operating all the things together. So I don't know. It can be in many different ways,
So
right?
what is God for you? Like how should it be like?
Okay, like my definition of God is just a
Yes.
summary of the definitions coming from all religions. Okay, according to religions, God simply is the creator, right? The creator
Okay.
of what? The universe, right? If there is a creator, and when we say creator, creator is an attribute for intelligent beings. We don't call natural causes creators. No, only intelligent beings can be creators. So that's how I understand. If there is a creator, it must be intelligent also. So God for me is an intelligent creator, intelligent being who created this universe. And that's all. And you can bend this definition in many different ways. Sometimes believers say that, oh, wait a second. I don't accept this definition. This is not enough. There's something missing. Okay, it's your definition. And according to their definition, there can't be many gods, okay? Because they define God as, you know, the most blah blah blah,
One and only.
almighty, all powerful, or only, like they have such kind of definition. So yeah, according to that definition, there can't be many gods. But that doesn't mean their definition is correct, or that doesn't mean there's such a thing. Maybe there's a thing, again, maybe a creator who created this universe, maybe not almighty, maybe not all knowledgeable, maybe not all merciful, but still the creator of this universe. And I would like to call it God. I wouldn't have a problem as an atheist to call it God. But many believers, when I ask the question, hey, let's suppose that there is a being, that there are two beings, let's say. They create this universe together, like father and mother, okay? You know, giving birth to a child. And I say maybe this universe is the baby of those two gods. Father God, Mother God, they created this universe together. Maybe this is the case. And they're not almighty, they're not all powerful, and they're not all merciful. Wouldn't you call them gods? And they say no, they're not gods. And I'm okay with that also.
So God should be some being who's holy.
I didn't say holy. I said if there is a creator of this universe, if this creator intentionally created this universe, I call it God.
Okay, so in order to create something and you're able to create it, I think that means that you're able to control these beings you created, and you could also know how would they live their lives, how would they end up, and all these things. So you're saying that they could just God, there could just be a God who created the universe, and that's all. This is like
I didn't say that's all.
and
They can do a lot of things. I didn't say that's all. But even if that's all, I would call them God. That's what I said. That doesn't mean that's all. Yeah, as you said, maybe they created humans and they're controlling humans. They're talking to humans. They're giving tasks to humans. Or they're planning other things for humans after we die. That can be also. And still, it's God to me.
My question is this: what's the point of even to create us? Like,
that's another
is
question.
God inducting to us? Like how would I say that? Is that a deal between God and us? Like that God should provide a chance for us to be a part of this earth, like kind of that. Like, what's the point of me being existing and talking to you guys?
Soulflix, you're asking this question to wrong people. Only one who can answer this question is a God. If
No,
God exists and God created those things, then
I'm just
this
wondering.
question can resonate. Okay, but that no, at least no one claimed to be a messenger in my rooms so far. So if there's a messenger, and I'm asking all of them, hey, please
So
come
if
here and please
you met
let's make a
someone who
connection with.
if you met someone who's claiming to that like they saw God before, or they've been talking to God and God answered them back, what would you think of that? Would
I
you
wouldn't
just
believe.
you won't believe? Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's not about hearing about someone's experience of hearing God. And I agree with
Tested.
you. Like, we can't just believe anyone who claims to hear the voice of God, or in any other way, any other signs, because some signs could be interpreted incorrectly. There's some hallucinations, all of these stuff. Yeah, sure, but I'll just go back to who God is, because if God is the creator, he can control people. I think this is something concerning enough
No one has
about this.
problem with that.
If he exists, like maybe there's a purpose of life, like you
Yeah,
just,
if there's a God, yeah, maybe, yeah.
and maybe there's tasks or
It's also
we
possible.
should work. Yeah, and this God has control. Like,
That's also possible. If God wants to control, yeah, he may. If he can create, I think he can control also. No problem in that. But that doesn't mean he would control. Maybe there is a God or gods they created and they just left. Maybe they're not
so
controlling anything.
how do you explain the things in life that you think it's happens for a mysterious reason? Like for some reason you wanted to maybe travel to country, and you've done everything you have to. Like you've been saving money, you booked a flight, and everything is good, but for some reason you couldn't go there. Like
For some reason, it can be any reason, and that doesn't mean it was a mysterious reason. Okay. I don't know the reason. Doesn't mean the reason was mysterious, or mystical, or magical, or whatever.
Mysterious things in our life.
Oh,
that
really? Well, show me one thing. Show me one thing.
Okay, not just mysterious things, but also things that are out of our control.
Like, no one said that we control everything. Sure, like
Yeah.
majority of the things are out of our control, but that doesn't mean someone is controlling them.
All right, who does?
I just said that doesn't mean someone is controlling them. Things can be out of control, right? What does it mean out of control? That means no one is controlling them, right?
I'm worried
No, I
about.
said out of our control. I said
What?
our control because we are limited. We are not
Exactly.
all powerful and all knowing and
Yeah,
all
that's
this.
why we are not able to control everything. Yeah, I see that. I accept that. But that doesn't mean just because you're not able to control everything, that doesn't mean someone else is controlling everything. That's logical mistake. Okay, it doesn't
My
follow.
question is this, like, why God is not appearing so that he could settle this debate?
Why God is not appearing? Come on, man. Like, you should stop asking questions
Okay,
about
this
God
is a
Himself.
really good question. I'd like to say something about it, and then I have to leave. Just imagine that if there is such a powerful God, and
Mhm.
also He's holy, He hates evil in this earth.
Ah,
Oh, really? I wish there was such a God. I wish.
Okay, and if He just simply appeared and said, "Hey, I am the only God. Now you have no reason to not to follow me or to not to believe in me."
Still, you can choose
How
not to
how
follow.
would you? Wait a minute. How would you just? Why would you worship this God?
Do you
Out of
believe?
fear,
Do you believe in
right?
Satan? Do you believe in Satan? Hey, 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 hey. Do you believe in Satan?
okay.
No.
I do. I
Okay.
do.
So Satan knows that the God exists. Why Satan is not obeying God, worshiping God? So that
Yeah.
doesn't mean just because you see the God, you talk to God, you should immediately obey and worship. No, it doesn't work like that according to your religion. So
Because
stop saying
when
that
God,
if God appears, that the test is over, you would worship God. No. There would be many people who will keep even not believing a God exists. But even if they believed, they know that a God exists, that doesn't mean they would worship God exists. Worship God. Okay?
if they are smart enough, they would.
Oh, you think
Because
that Satan is so stupid?
yes, yes, of course.
Okay, so that means there will be always stupid people,
And
right?
he knows what is his destiny at the end, like at the end of all of this. Satan is gonna be sent to hell with all other demons.
I don't care.
So, just okay.
Okay, my
You-
question is this: why the same God who is good is not here in Earth, but Saturn is?
Satan
you
is
can't
here on
see
Earth?
Satan as you can't see God. So yeah, this is obvious. But Satan is working like is affecting people.
God should also
The way
work.
that
I'm very sorry. This is absolute bullshit.
God should also work. No. God is
I'm so
not
sorry.
working
Like,
properly, or maybe he's too
yeah.
lazy because there's
You
too
know
much
what?
evil here.
My
Well,
my
do you believe
view is
free
this,
will?
that
Do
I
you
don't
believe
want.
So,
I don't.
let's give her a chance more because she's about to leave. She doesn't have time.
Sorry,
No,
thank you.
okay, go on.
Yeah, my question was, do you believe in free will?
No, I don't.
I was also talking to, I don't know, what's your name, philosopher?
Sober. I don't know the answer. I'm not sure about free will.
You know what?
Okay, because people has free will. This is why you think God is lazy, or he's not working enough. He's letting people suffer, or he's not removing evil from our earth. So people are they have free will. They can do whatever they want. They can reject God, and this is, by the way, why God is not appearing so everyone can see him, because he wants you to feel him and to fear him out of love. So you
That
work
doesn't
with
make
him
any
and help.
sense.
Okay.
It doesn't make
That's
any sense.
illogical. Like if you don't
Oh,
appear,
yeah.
if you don't show yourself, and if you ask people to know that you exist or to worship you, that doesn't make any sense. It's like if I
I'm not
say to you,
saying
"Hey, Nano, You should be really afraid right now because there are two souls outside of your house waiting for you. If you go outside, they will kill you. They're invisible, you can't see them, and you should fear. Oh, wait a second. Why you should do that? Like, come on. Like, there is evidence for invisible things that harm you? No, we don't have good evidence for
Yes,
that.
there is.
Oh,
Yes,
okay. If
there
I
is.
say that, hey, this is the case right now, will you wait inside? No. It's the
No.
same thing. Like, if you say that there's a God, you should be afraid or you should love the God, but you can't see this God. Come on, you can't see it.
Okay,
Why should I believe in?
if there is a God, I want him to be my friend. I can talk shit about him. I can make fun of him. So I want him to be that compatible to me.
Cares
Alright, I
about what
really
you
like
want,
that
Solflix.
thought.
You say
It
what?
was
Who cares about what you
interesting.
want?
Yeah, and come on, even if he exists, okay, I want him to take it as a joke.
Sure, like could take it as a joke.
Yeah, and forgive me for whatever mischief that I done against him.
Yeah, free will agnostic.
Yes.
Okay. Look, you can catch up us later on. We create this room nearly every day. As you said, you like about philosophy and these topics. We are nearly here every day talking about the same topics. And you can catch our conversations, discussions on YouTube also. Oh, I'm streaming on YouTube. You can find a lot of discussions. You can have an idea about what we think, how we think. Maybe you can have a better conversation or discussion with us next time. Thanks for joining.
Oh, yes. I can't. I want this debate to be settled.
Settled. What do you mean?
It's very visible that it's an endless question.
Okay.
I don't know if there's a point to talk about this subject. Maybe even if you talk about it, like we can spread awareness of the questions which are against religions and God. But it's a hectic task because all I wish to those who are participating to your room is to have a will to listen.
Unfortunately, many don't have the will to listen. Unfortunately.
Yes. Imagine like how much effort you would have, generated of making such an initiative and encountering people who have no cool to listen to you, because what you're saying is absolute truth and fact, and it is not hitting on their mind.
Well, I can't claim to, that I speak about facts mostly. Generally, I just ask questions.
Oh yeah, like
Or I
maybe you're
just show my disagreement. That's all. It's not about even facts.
whatever, like all you're trying is to falsify the doctrines, right? Like you're posting a question, like almost Socratizing,
You can say that, yeah.
like taking a standpoint of knowing nothing, and you're like filtering, refining the answers somewhat like that.
You can say that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
Goodness.
Should we
But
recreate?
I don't know. Like whenever we talk about God, like I read discovering the definitions.
Hmm. Okay. If you think it's beneficial, good.
Oh yes, like I'm stunned by these questions, like does time existed before the existence of God?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I feel like I'm in a different realm where no one could even think about it, or they can't even comprehend. They may feel that I'm going crazy. All I knew for a fact is this, that we are a temporary part of this eternal process. We are somehow going to die. And in this short lifespan, all I want to do is to exhaust the limits of the possibilities. That's the only goal.
Yeah.
I don't fucking worry about this concept of God because these are axioms. I knew they're going to waste my time like anything. And like, what is the meaning of life? Again, the same questions. These questions. I don't know, man. Like, I invested a lot of time on it. But okay, like I do discovered some definitions, like best definitions, which are like, I don't know, it brought so much perspective into my life. I will leave it there, buddy. You're a good one.
Okay. Okay. Let me try and recreate for the last time. I'm becoming sleepy a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for sleep.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
it's so good night talking to you. See ya, champ. Bye bye.
Thanks for joining. Take care. Bye bye. Okay. Hey, Julie, I'm jumping into the fresh one. Let's see. Share this one instead of the other one. Here is the mic. Okay. Let's copy paste. There were some Muslims at the beginning. I made upset some of them, maybe all of them. And later on, hey, Quixotic, speak up, man. Busy? Okay. It's over, bro. I love to listen you only. Okay. I would like to listen you just once. Yeah, how busy is that? Like you joined immediately. Look, speak up, man. Just for 5 seconds, okay?
Hello.
Hello to you also, Abdul.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm curious. Anyway, maybe next time. I hope. Okay, people. For the ones who do not know the concept, we have specific topics here. God atheism, agnosticism, morality, afterlife, soul, existence of religions, the purpose of life. And yeah, if you want to discuss, you can choose one of them. Hey, Adam, welcome. You have the mic. Did you read the welcome message, Adam? Okay. Hello, Rahul. Oh. We have Ash. Look at that.
Hello, hi.
Hey, hello, hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm okay. How about you, man?
I'm good. So, yeah, good to hear. What is the discussion or what is the topic of today?
Topics are the same topics: God, atheism, agnosticism, morality, afterlife, soul, existence of religions, and the purpose of life.
Okay, I'd like to talk about morality.
Morality, okay.
So, I have a question for you. First, I assume that you don't believe in God.
You don't have to assume.
Yes. Okay. So, as atheist person, from where you got your moralities?
I got my morality from my environment, my parents' environment.
And your parents, from where they got it?
They mostly get it from the religion that they had.
Uh-huh. So if we claim that there is no religion, that means there is no morality. Am I
No,
right?
you're not right, because that suggests that morality comes only through religions. We don't
Uh-huh.
know that. And I believe that there were rules, then people made religions upon those things, and they included those rules in the religion, so they're interconnected. Like you can think like traffic rules or the rules that your country have right now. So majority of the countries right now, they're ruled by their own rules, not only the rules coming from religions, right? But you can see a lot of parallel rules. For example, stealing is not permissible in both religions and both in those, justice systems that countries have right now.
So again, I would like to know what is your source of laws or rules?
Okay,
If we
again,
if we say for argument there was no religion at all, do
okay.
you think as a human are we capable of
Yeah, and
creating rules and stick to them?
definitely. If there's no God, what do you think? Religions came from where? From humans, right?
I mean, as a believer, I think religion came from God.
Yeah,
God,
but if
Mhm.
there's no God, that means those rules in those religions came from humans.
Yeah, but I'm saying this for sake of argument with you.
And I'm also saying this for the sake of argument because you're a believer and I'm a non-believer. So I see the religions and I see the rules. People claim that those rules came from a God. That doesn't mean they came from God. If not God, what is the only possible answer? Is humans, right? Humans created all those rules. And most likely that's the case. Humans created those rules. And here's the question: if there's no God, do you think that humanity cannot come up with the same rules or similar ones? For example, don't kill, don't lie, don't steal. Let's suppose there's no God. I think they could come up.
And I'm not thinking with you.
Okay, you're free to think in different places.
I'm thinking with you. So, yeah.
Yeah, like we have these common biology, right? You feel the pain, I feel the pain. If you hit me, it hurts. If I hit you, it hurts. If I, burn your skin, it hurts. It's painful. If you do that, it's painful for me also. And it's the same for all people. And people can easily come together and can say, wait, let's stop this shit. It's not going well because it's hurting. It's disturbing. It's a disturbance on your skin. And you can say that, let's don't do that. Or, yeah, if I try to kill you, you will resist, even biologically, right? You'll just resist. You want to live, you want to survive. And it's the same for other people also. No one is like just opening their arms and, hey, yeah, kill me, man. I love you because you're trying to kill me. I was waiting for that all the time. There are no such crazy people. Maybe there are, but they can be crazy, and just tiny amount of people you can find on this planet. The majority of the people, they don't want to die. They resist. So then they can easily say, let's come together. Hey, guys, let's create a rule. We shouldn't kill each other. That's wrong. Why? Because all we want to live, right? All of us want to live. So why we don't respect our lives? Why we don't protect our lives? Then they create rules, right?
Okay.
Imagine you created something, a house, let's say, and I destroyed. It was important for you. You get benefit from the house. You spend a lot of time and effort to build the house. I destroyed that.
Yeah.
And you have emotions, and you have memory, and it gives you a lot of, emotional stress, right? You
Yeah.
dislike it. And other people feel the same. Because again, we have similar biology, right? So people can, use the empathy, right? For each of them.
Yes, true.
That's how people can create rules together.
Okay. Thanks. I will stop here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any other people who wants to choose different topics or maybe the same topic?
Brother,
Yeah. Bro.
have you tried to go on TikTok?
Oh no, not yet. I started live on YouTube right now.
I think TikTok could be more profitable. I mean, more, yeah, because more now it is kind of the trend.
I will think about that. Thanks for advising.
You're welcome.
I'm just afraid that there will be more stupid people on TikTok.
Yeah, stupid people are everywhere.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Sure, they're everywhere, but there can be places where they, exist more.
Yeah, could be. Give me a second.
Take your time. What do you mean, Jolie? Yeah, that's the thing that I was afraid of. It doesn't mean they're stupid, but there can be other problems too.
But it does seem to be more popular. But
Sure,
I think that it's only the vertical format, right?
Don't know. I don't know. can find a way. Okay. Yeah, today it's not fruitful, as you see, Julie. Sure, we had some people. And YouTube side is so weak today also. How many hours? I think in total 5. Ah,
I was checking the lives. There were a lot of lives today in Speaker's Corner.
Speaker's Corner?
Yeah, I mean the actual one, not the made up one.
Ah.
The one in London, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, all are going live.
Is there anything like that where you live? Maybe maybe you could do the same. Because those attract a lot of people.
Maybe. But I'm too lazy to go outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Jack Rodriguez. I remember this name. Hey, Jack, did you join yesterday or the day before?
Hello, sir.
Hello, man.
Yeah, I joined here today, like a few hours ago.
Oh, today.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, like in the morning. I mean, in my country was morning. I don't know about that.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you just like to listen.
Yeah. Actually, just like to listen to discussions and stuff like that. But yeah, I just like to see like, yeah, Julie, unbeliever.
Okay. No worries. Like, I'm not trying to drag you into discussion. You can just listen if you want. If you want, sure,
Yeah,
you can discuss.
yeah. Thanks a lot.
Sometimes I just want to hear the audience interact.
Uh, like, do you join here every day?
Nearly, yeah.
That's nice. I think a lot of people like just join to listen, like me.
Yeah, there are a lot of people, they just listen. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's okay.
I see. I think you don't mind.
Sure, I don't mind the listeners. Listeners are good.
Mhm.
What about CCB? Okay. A listener who doesn't want to talk at all. CCB. Oof, I'm sleepy. Anyway, seemingly we will not have people to discuss.
Are you leaving or what? Or what are you doing?
Planning to leave, Adam.
Huh?
I'm planning, yeah.
Why?
As you see, no speakers, no debaters, so that's why. Oh, for the record,
Yeah, tell me.
where's DC?
She's in another group, I think.
Okay, I hear.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
She was in a closed group a few minutes ago.
Okay. I see her in my local.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So I still want to ask you about, the moralities. Yeah. Got another question, or to continue where we stopped. So now, like you said, like you got your morals from biology. Am I right?
Not
Yes.
only, but yeah, people mostly base their rules on their biology, yeah. But no, not every rule is depending on the biology.
So let's say that we are in a community where this community is, because as I understood, in order to survive, we have to do this. For example, you told me if I'm gonna attack you, I'm gonna defend yourself, so on and so forth. Yeah. So it is about survival, as I understood. Am I right? Like you put it on survival.
Morality is not all about survival. Like the
Uh-huh.
survival example was just to explain one rule, which is killing. Want to
So-
survive. That's why people created such rules that we shouldn't kill each other.
Okay. One more question. So let's say that hypothetically there is a society, and this society they have their own certain rules, which they came up to because let's say they didn't believe in anything. Yeah, and they had like this rules where, like, let's say incest is allowed, and marrying children, or is also allowed. How would you think about this?
How
They
would
tell
I
you,
think?
yeah. What do you think about this? They say, they say, okay, yeah, this is how, yeah.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like,
Tell me.
there is always groups, societies where they disagree about their rules, right? That's why there are always conflicts between societies, between countries. Either their religions are different or their culture is different, but it's all about, those morals are also different, right? They don't share the same rules. And they conflict. And there will be always conflict because people think differently. And if they say, oh, these are my rules, you'll just say, oh, these are our rules. Who's going to win? The powerful.
Okay, perfect. And based on this, would nature make us like find a place where it can be fair for everyone?
It can be fair. What do you mean by fair?
Fair, like everyone living equally, they have same rights.
I don't think it's nature that can do that. I think it's humans that can do that.
Yeah, I mean by nature, by evolving.
I think we have enough capacity to achieve what you said. We can create right now. We can create such kind of places.
I don't think this is possible without a God telling us what to do.
Guess what to do?
Yeah.
Why? But you already said, like, oh, this is fair for me, right? Is it God who says what is fair, or it's you who says what is fair?
God tell us what is fair, and we have to follow.
Yeah, but how do you know that there's a God and God said so?
I know so because of the prophet and the message. Yeah, messengers God sent.
You believe so because you believe other things. For example, there is a messenger, and the messenger got a message from God. You believe in all those things. So you
Mhm.
explain one belief with another belief.
Okay.
And that's not logical. If I claim that, hey, you know what, I have
Mhm.
invisible wings, you ask me why?
Because
Because
I have,
my friend believes in it.
yeah, yeah. So, let me think.
Take your time.
Yeah, I'm just thinking because okay, now like if I want to be fair with both arguments, if a society came up to not to think raping is okay, I mean, as atheists, you cannot really stop this, or you cannot convince or find the evidence that it is not allowed. With religion, it's easy. You say God said this, and that's it. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
forbidden.
so you stop something or you change something by lying.
I'm sorry.
Like you're saying that we can change this or we can
No,
justify
okay.
something just because we say God said so.
Yeah,
Okay, what
but
if
like,
the same?
okay,
What if the
hold
same?
on a
Let
second.
me. No, you hold on a second. What if
Okay.
those people that you mentioned? What if they say, "Hey, you know what? This is what God said so us. That's why we are raping."
No.
Or what will be your answer? Do you will say, "Oh, my God said something else"?
Yeah. Okay. I like this.
Okay, which God is the right one here? The powerful
Yeah.
one?
Yeah. The Almighty God. So, but also tell me, okay, forget about how can you convince me? Let's say that I'm not a believer. How can you convince me stealing is not is forbidden or raping is forbidden?
How can I convince you?
Yeah, it's not allowed.
And I'm not the one who will try to do that. I don't claim that it's right or wrong.
So you don't
For
know
me,
if it's,
no
hold on a second.
justification for right or wrong. Okay.
So you don't see stealing as wrong or right?
Okay. I
Or
can't just even if I say wrong. Okay. I can't prove it to you. I don't have evidence for it. It will be just what I want, what I learned, what I believe, what I just desire right now. Like, if you do something like that, it's not good for me, like, because I care about the things that I have. I spend time and money for the things to own, and you come and take it from me. That causes, let's say, stress on me. Then you can say, "Fuck you! I don't care about that. Like I don't care about your emotions." You can say that, and like, okay, just take it, or I will just fight against you. So it will be just balance between powers, like, and again, it's a brutal evolution for me. The powerful wins. It's not about what's right or wrong. It's about who is powerful. The societies who are powerful, they say, okay, these are the rules. This is better for our society. Sure, they can use some reasoning, like they can say, hey, this causes such kind of things which we don't want, which we do not like, which we feel, let's say, pain or stress, and we don't desire that, and these are our rules. Don't do this. But as you brought as an example, there can be other societies which behave differently, which do not care about those things. And what's going to happen if they will not find an agreement or middle point, they will just fight, or they will just stay away from each other.
Yeah. Interesting. And what is your imagination, or how do you think this world came?
Of the
And
world came, like if you
Yeah.
talk about this planet, like the astronomy explains that. And I don't want to lecture about astronomy since I'm not good at explaining how world started existing. But all dust and clouds in the cosmos that come together with the help of gravity and starts warming up and creating those stars, and all the material you know uh, comes
Yeah.
together next to sun or other stars. They also shape as planets.
Yeah. Isn't it complicated? It is complicated.
Yeah, it is complicated, but don't you think that
But you don't.
there is a being who's so powerful, all powerful, and knows everything, knows everything, and he has a lot of other things that you cannot even imagine. He has a lot of things you can't even imagine. Don't you think that this is so complex also?
Yeah.
Do you see the point here?
I see the point that it is complicated. It is very complex, and this world cannot come just like all of these just come like, coincidence.
Yeah, so God cannot come also by coincidence, then there must be a creator of the
No,
God also.
no, it doesn't like this, because if you cook a food, I cannot say who cooked you, so there
Uh,
is difference,
yeah, it's a cook, but it like if you
Otherwise,
claim that so,
otherwise, you're gonna.
someone created me, then I can say, okay, who created that thing?
You understand me? The question you asked is illogical, like how can
Why?
you? Because the difference between God who create things and he, how to say this in English?
What's the difference?
Because he cannot be created
Why?
because he is the start. He's the
Oh,
beginning.
how do you know that he's the start?
He said so.
Okay, well, let me say that the same thing. The universe is the start. You can't say that the universe has been created. That's why you can't say. Universe is the starting point. Everything started from a singularity. It just
No,
expanded. It's
no,
our
just go,
universe.
just go with me one step more and say God created the
Just
universe.
just go one step further with me and say Juju Bubu created Allah. Just one step. And let's stop there, okay? Together. Hand in hand, we can say that,
No.
okay, Juju Bubu is the first creator.
No, it doesn't work like this.
Oh, really? But why it works when it comes to you, but it doesn't work when it comes to me?
I don't know. May God guide you.
May Juju Bubu guide you.
Yeah. Okay. Mr. What's your name, sir?
Philosopher.
Huh?
Philosopher.
Philosopher. What? Can you explain the meaning of your name?
Yeah, I can explain. I was a believer before, I'm not anymore, and I believe that I think more clearly.
So when you were a believer, were you dumb or stupid or?
I had really logical arguments. And yeah, you can say maybe more stupid. Yeah.
Were they? Are they still logical arguments?
They're not anymore, that's the thing.
Yeah. I see. Full supper. Yeah. I don't know.
I think maybe I should leave right now.
Before you leave, tell me, are you using the same mic or a different one? Because I feel your voice is really better.
That probably this is a mic that you didn't hear before. Yeah, there's a different mic.
Have you bought a new one?
I bought 2 microphones. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What are their names, or are they expensive? Or
Relatively, yeah.
yeah, I forgot you're a rich man, huh? Tell me.
No.
Are you using Crisp too?
Crisp, yeah, necessary. There's a fan next to me, man.
I'm also a fan, by the way.
You're also a fan, okay?
I'm a fan of you.
Thank you so much. I need more fans, you know that.
But do you need also OnlyFans?
No. Fuck you. Okay.
So tell me, are they good qualities or just like something just to do the?
I believe it's good quality. Yeah.
What are their names? Because I'm looking. I want to buy new mics.
You want to buy new mics? I can suggest you Bluetooth microphones.
No, I don't want Bluetooth.
You don't want? Why?
They're pain in the butt. No, I don't want.
Why do you think they're a pain in the butt?
I already have Bluetooth one. I don't want a Bluetooth one. I want something good.
I want something good. Okay, look, when you're free, I'm gonna demonstrate you how it sounds. The Bluetooth ones.
Which one did you buy? IDG.
DJI.
Yeah, I have it. I have it.
DJI what? Mic
I
2?
have 2. Yeah, it's really good. But I don't want. I want something different because those the Bluetooth one, they're really good, but I want something different.
Wait, well, what's the problem with that one?
Nothing. Just I don't want to use it. It's just about connecting it and not connecting it to the device. It takes some time. You need to charge it. Blah blah blah. I want something, and the quality. To be honest, it is good.
It is.
It is good, but still, it is not the quality I'm looking for. You know what? I paid 350 euros for the IDG, like this
DJI.
one.
300?
Yeah, I paid 350. So it was not. It was really expensive. Yeah, bro.
It's like it's expensive and it's expensive than they are, man. Like
yeah, they give you 2 mics. They give you like a receiver. Like you can the mics can be like 200, I think, meters, and you still can.
yeah, you don't need such kind of distance. But anyway, I mean, so you have 2 of them.
Yeah, they come in couple.
Yeah, but why then you're worried about the battery? Because
didn't I tell you that I don't like it. I want something different. I want something better.
you want something better. Okay. I'm not gonna debate about that.
Yeah. Don't. Anyways, yeah. I don't know if I'm holding you from leaving, you can leave. I don't know. But yeah, we can talk more about it.
Okay, it's better if I leave. Jack, welcome, by the way. Yeah, I was about to leave because I got tired.
Oh, I wanted to tell you a good story.
It will take
A funny
long.
story. A funny story.
Okay.
Do you want to hear it? Oh,
If
he's
it's not
going.
that long, I can maybe
He's
listen.
going. He's going. It's too late. He's
Oh,
going.
okay. So it means it's a long story.
No, it wasn't really that long, but he
Okay,
decided
let
to
me
go.
hear, and then I can leave.
No, it doesn't matter. I'll get him another day. It was Mrs. S left.
Oh,
know?
it was for him.
Yeah,
For her.
he left before I could tell the story. He realized that the story wasn't going to be, it wasn't going to be funny for him, but it would have been funny for you. You know,
Okay, that's already funny for me.
you don't even know the story.
Yeah, even I don't know the story, but then now it became so
Yeah,
funny
I
for
know.
me.
I waited, and I went, oh my God, this is perfect. He's in your room. What a
Oh.
coincidence.
Okay. Hey, but by the way, you're absent. I kicked that guy. Was Cloudy or blah blah? I don't remember the
Oh,
nickname.
I wasn't, I didn't want to talk about kicking people. I just came in because I saw him in your room, and it was only 2 hours ago. He was in another room,
Okay.
and I thought to myself, oh, this is going to be great. It's live on YouTube, and I get to tell a funny story to everybody. But he left. But
Okay,
I'll
maybe
save
not.
it. I'm going to save this story. I'm going to save it for another day. I will
Okay.
save it. He might run away from you forever, but hey, it doesn't matter. I'll catch him somewhere else. Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
It was a beautiful story too. Oh God, what a shame! What a shame!
Okay, okay.
Oh boy. Oh well. Never mind. You would have got 1 million fucking views if I got
Really?
to tell the story. Yeah, but you're not going to get any views now because he ran away.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't. You can't blame me. He ran away. The minute I started talking, he realized, oh shit, he's going to start that with that bullshit again. And I thought, yeah, well, hey,
So he
until I
knows the
get the
story.
answer. What?
He knows the story.
Oh, of course he knows the fucking story. That's
Okay.
why he knows the story. I know the story, but you don't know the.
And so you want to
Yeah.
share the story with someone who already knows the story.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So you can sit back with your popcorn and laugh and listen to the answer because he gave me 2 answers. Yes, well, not yesterday. It was only like 2 or 3 hours ago, and it was funny as fuck. And the reason why I thought, oh, I'm going to tell you the story because it was so funny.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'll save it. I'll save it. I'll save it. You know, because I need a room full of people and him in the room to make the story even more funny. You know?
Okay. I hope someone records it if it will be in another room.
Well, it would have been better in your room because, you know, like, I'll see what happens. You know, like what if it's he'll come into a room again, but I know he'll run away. I know that's why he ran away from here. But I waited, and I thought the minute I opened my mouth and I told you I want to tell a story, that was enough to trigger him to leave.
Okay.
You know, these Muslims, they can't handle it. They
Okay.
can't handle it. Yeah, it's funny. He even threw another one of his Muslim friends under the bus, right? Thinking that he'd have the answer. But he didn't have the answer either. They both didn't have any answers, right?
What was the question?
What's the yellow liquid?
What is what?
What the question is in the story, what's the yellow liquid?
Oh, you guys were mentioning about this earlier. I heard that.
Yeah, I know, but we I spent like an hour and a half in another room with one of his Muslim mates, whatever. And if you heard some of the answers they were trying to give me just to get out of answering, that's what made it so funny. I'll give you one of the answers, right? What he gave me. He said, what you got to do is you got to get your Quran and get your hadiths and go to a private place and with an imam and stay with the imam for 1 month, right? And talk about it. 1 month. And I says, well, where should we go? Well, should we go in the desert, right? And do it, right? And everybody started laughing, you know. And he says, oh no, you've just got to stay with the imam. So could you just imagine, just to get one answer, you got to go and for 1 month with an imam to get the answer. You know, and I thought that was like, what sort of fucking answer's that, right? Like get the hadiths and Quran and spend 1 month with an imam. And I went, oh, come on, you got to be fucking joking. And he doubled down and he said, and he repeated it. And I went, oh, you're stupid. But anyway, that's what these people do. You know, I expect fucking stupid. Hey, when you got a stupid book, you're going to get stupid answers. But that's what you get. And when he came in here, right, I was going to repeat it. And because he gave me another answer too. He said, what else did he say? What was the second answer he gave me? It was equally as stupid, you know, something with, you know, like, you know, nobody could do, right? And I thought, yeah, you just, you make up these fucking stories to get out of a sticky situation because you don't know. And, you know, you realize that, you know, Muhammad was talking nonsense. So you have to make up fucking nonsense to get out of it, out of a sticky situation. So that's how they react. But hey, I'll get him again somewhere else. Don't you worry.
Okay.
He might come back in here again one day.
Maybe. Anyway, see you later, guys.
All right, see ya.